If everyone truly understood and applied this universal law, poverty would become a distant memory, a relic of a forgotten past. This law is simple, yet profound. The law of cause and effect, the principle that every thought, every action sets into motion a chain of consequences that shape our destiny. It is not luck, not birthright, nor external circumstance that determines success or failure. It is the focused, unwavering application of this law that creates wealth, abundance, and opportunity. Imagine a world where every individual takes full responsibility for their thoughts and actions, knowing that they are the architects of their own lives, where each person cultivates a mindset of faith, purpose, and perseverance, where goals are not vague wishes but definite aims, pursued with relentless discipline. In such a world, poverty cannot thrive because poverty is not merely a lack of money. It is a condition born from a scarcity mindset, from doubt, fear, and inaction. This universal law teaches us that wealth begins in the mind. The seed of success is planted in thoughts of abundance, confidence, and creative vision. When a person nourishes these thoughts daily with belief and action, they begin to attract the circumstances, people, and ideas that transform dreams into reality. Poverty, in contrast, feeds on negativity, excuses, and surrender. It is the result of thoughts that accept limitation instead of challenging it. If all people harnessed the power of this law, they would realize that their environment, no matter how challenging, holds the keys to opportunity. They would learn to see obstacles not as barriers, but as stepping stones, tests that develop character and refine purpose. The universal law rewards those who persist, adapt, and keep their eyes fixed on their definite goal. It does not favor the fortunate few. It serves all who master its principles. Moreover, this law teaches generosity and cooperation as essential parts of abundance. The flow of wealth is like a river. It moves freely and multiplies when shared. Those who understand this give freely of their talents, time, and resources, knowing that giving is not a loss but a powerful investment that returns manifold. Poverty diminishes when the wealth of knowledge, opportunity, and encouragement circulates among all people. The failure to apply this universal law is often rooted in ignorance or disbelief. Many wait for external miracles, for luck to change their circumstances, or for others to provide for them. But true power lies within, the power to choose thoughts, to form definite plans, and to take consistent, purposeful action. Poverty cannot withstand the force of a determined mind aligned with this law. If every individual embraced this truth, the collective consciousness would shift from scarcity to abundance, from helplessness to empowerment. Communities would thrive as each person's progress uplifts the whole. Poverty would not disappear overnight, but it would rapidly diminish as more minds awaken to the law that governs success. Let this be a call to action. Stop blaming conditions, circumstances, or other people for your lack. Instead, take control of your mind and your action. Cultivate faith in the law of cause and effect. Define your purpose with clarity. Work with persistence and discipline. Give generously and expect abundance to flow in return. This universal law is the master key to unlocking wealth, opportunity, and freedom. It is available to everyone without exception. Use it, and you transform not only your own life, but the world itself. Poverty is not destiny. It is a challenge to be overcome by the power of your mind and the law that governs all success. When this truth becomes universal, poverty will vanish, and a new era of prosperity will dawn for all mankind. Thoughts shape reality. Thoughts are the invisible architects of our reality. Every circumstance, every achievement, and every failure begins with a thought. The idea that our minds hold the power to shape the world around us is not a mere philosophy, it is a fundamental truth that underlies all success and abundance. When we recognize that our thoughts are the seeds from which our future grows, we understand that controlling and directing those thoughts is the first step toward transforming our lives. Our minds operate like fertile soil, ready to nurture the seeds planted within it. If we consistently sow seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, the harvest will be struggle. scarcity, and disappointment. Conversely, if we cultivate thoughts of confidence, possibility, and abundance, we prepare the ground for success to flourish. This process happens gradually, often unnoticed at first, but over time it shapes our beliefs, attitudes, and actions, ultimately determining our external reality. The power of thought lies in its ability to influence our behavior and decisions. Thoughts create mental images and expectations that guide how we act. If you think you are capable and deserving of success, you will naturally pursue opportunities, take risks, and persevere through challenges. But if you believe failure is inevitable or that you lack what it takes, your actions will reflect that self-limiting mindset. In this way, thoughts act as a blueprint for your life, guiding your steps toward or away from your goals. Moreover, thoughts affect how we interact with the world. A positive mindset draws people, resources, and situations that align with our vision. When you project confidence and enthusiasm, others are more likely to support and collaborate with you. Negative thoughts, on the other hand, emit doubt and hesitation, which can repel opportunities and hinder progress. This is why successful individuals often emphasize the importance of mental attitude. It creates a magnetic force that attracts success. Repetition and focus strengthen the impact of thoughts. The mind has a tendency to fixate on what is repeated most often. If you constantly dwell on fears or limitations, those thoughts become ingrained, forming mental habits that are hard to break. But if you intentionally focus on empowering thoughts, positive beliefs take root and shape your identity. This is the essence of cultivating a success mindset. It requires consistent mental discipline to replace old patterns with new, constructive ones. Visualization is a powerful tool that harnesses the shaping power of thought. By vividly imagining your desired outcomes, you train your subconscious mind to accept them as possible and achievable. This mental rehearsal prepares you emotionally and mentally to pursue your goals with confidence. Athletes, artists, and leaders alike use visualization to enhance performance and achieve excellence. It aligns your mental energy with your purpose, making success feel tangible before it manifests physically. It is important to recognize that controlling your thoughts does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing which thoughts deserve your focus and energy. Life will present obstacles, but by maintaining a mindset oriented towards solutions and growth, you empower yourself to overcome difficulties rather than be defeated by them. The quality of your thoughts determines how you interpret and respond to life's events. Guarding your mind from negative influences is also crucial. The environment you expose yourself to, whether it be people, media, or conversations, affects your thinking patterns. Surround yourself with positivity, encouragement, and inspiration. Feed your mind with ideas that elevate your vision and reinforce your belief in what you can achieve. Ultimately, the principle that thoughts shape reality puts immense power in your hands. No external circumstance can dictate your future unless you allow it through your thoughts. By consciously directing your mind, you become the master of your destiny. Your reality is a reflection of your inner world, and by nurturing your thoughts wisely, you cultivate a life of success, abundance, and fulfillment. The journey begins with a single thought. Choose that thought carefully. Let it be one of hope, determination, and unwavering belief. Watch as it grows and transforms your world, proving that indeed, your mind holds the key to everything you desire. Persistence unlocks opportunity. Persistence is the quiet force that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely wish for them. It is the relentless refusal to give up, the determination to keep moving forward despite setbacks, obstacles, and disappointment. Opportunity often hides behind layers of challenge and difficulty, and only those who persist long enough will find it waiting on the other side. Many people mistake talent or luck as the primary keys to success, but the truth is that persistence outweighs both. Talent may open a door and luck may offer a chance, but persistence is what keeps the door open and allows you to walk through it. Without persistence, talent can go unnoticed and luck wasted. It is the steady, consistent effort over time that creates breakthrough. Persistence fuels the power to overcome failure. Every success story is marked by moments when giving up seemed like the easier choice. The difference between winners and quitters is the choice to try again, to learn from mistakes, and to improve continuously. Failure is not a permanent defeat, but a temporary condition that persistence can transform into a stepping stone. Each setback contains valuable lessons, and only a persistent mind extracts and applies those lessons to move forward. When you persist, you send a message to your own mind and to the universe that you are serious about your goals. This mental tenacity sharpens focus and builds resilience. Obstacles that once appeared insurmountable begin to shrink in the face of unwavering effort. Persistence builds momentum. With every small victory, confidence grows and progress accelerates. This momentum becomes a powerful force that propels you toward greater achievements. Persistence also nurtures creativity and problem solving. When faced with barriers, persistent individuals don't give in to frustration or despair. Instead, they seek new approaches, think outside the box, and innovate. The more you persist, the more solutions you discover. This adaptability is crucial because the path to success is rarely straight or smooth. Persistence allows you to navigate the twists and turns with flexibility and determination. Another important aspect of persistence is its ability to build character. It strengthens qualities like patience, discipline, and courage. Success is not merely about reaching a destination, it is about the growth and transformation experienced along the way. Those who persist develop a mindset that is unshakable, a belief in themselves and their purpose that endures through adversity. Many give up just before their breakthrough, unaware of how close they are to success. Opportunity often requires a prolonged effort, and those who quit early miss the reward waiting just beyond the next challenge. This is why persistence is often described as the bridge between failure and success. The effort that seems futile today may be the foundation of triumph tomorrow. The practice of persistence is also closely tied to discipline. It demands that you show up daily, do the work even when motivation fades, and keep your eye on the long-term vision. Persistence is not about reckless stubbornness, but about purposeful, sustained action aligned with your goals. It requires you to set priorities, manage your time wisely, and resist distractions that derail progress. Surrounding yourself with supportive influences can strengthen persistence. Encouragement, mentorship, and accountability help maintain your resolve when the going gets tough. But ultimately, persistence comes from within. It is a choice, a commitment to yourself and your dreams that you will endure, adapt, and persevere no matter what. In summary, persistence is the essential ingredient that unlocks opportunity. It transforms challenges into growth, setbacks into lessons, and effort into achievement. Those who persist are the ones who see doors open where others see walls. They are the architects of their own destiny, shaping a future through determination and unwavering effort. When you cultivate persistence, you harness a power that can overcome any obstacle and lead you to the success you desire. Keep going, for opportunity favors the persistent. Persistence unlocks opportunity. Persistence is the driving force behind every great achievement. It is the unwavering commitment to continue moving forward, regardless of obstacles, failures, or setbacks. Opportunity rarely arrives on a silver platter, wrapped neatly and ready to be seized. Instead, it often hides behind challenges and resistance, accessible only to those who refuse to quit. Persistence is the key that unlocks these hidden doors and reveals the path to success. Many people fail not because they lack ability or intelligence, but because they give up too soon. They encounter difficulties, and rather than pushing through, they turn back. The truth is, success often requires enduring multiple failures and disappointments before the breakthrough moment arrives. Each attempt, each effort made despite difficulty builds strength, sharpens skills, and moves you one step closer to your goal. Without persistence, even the greatest potential remains unrealized. Persistence builds resilience, the capacity to bounce back from adversity stronger than before. When challenges arise, as they inevitably do, a persistent person views them as temporary roadblocks rather than permanent barriers. Instead of surrendering to frustration or despair, they ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve and continue?" This mindset transforms failure from a defeat into a valuable lesson. The ability to persevere despite hardships is often what distinguishes those who achieve lasting success from those who falter. Opportunity favors those who are willing to show up and keep trying. Persistence creates momentum. At first, progress may be slow and barely noticeable, but with consistent effort, small gains accumulate and begin to compound. Over time, what seemed like a struggle turns into a smooth forward motion. This momentum fuels motivation and builds confidence, encouraging further action. The cycle of persistence and progress becomes self-reinforcing. Moreover, persistence fosters creativity and problem-solving. When a straightforward path is blocked, a persistent individual explores alternative routes. They experiment with new ideas, seek advice, and adapt their strategies. This flexibility, combined with determination, opens doors that rigid or half-hearted effort cannot. Persistence pushes you to innovate, grow, and evolve. Persistence is also a test of character. It cultivates discipline, patience, and courage. The journey toward meaningful goals is often long and fraught with uncertainty. Those who persist develop inner strength and a deeper understanding of their purpose. This personal growth becomes a reward in itself and sustains them through future challenges. It is important to recognize that persistence does not mean blindly repeating the same action without adjustment. It means steady, purposeful effort aligned with a clear vision, combined with a willingness to learn and improve. Persistence is intelligent effort. It requires reflection, planning, and the courage to keep going even when progress is not immediately visible. Another key aspect of persistence is commitment to your definite purpose. When your goal is clear and deeply meaningful, it becomes easier to stay persistent. A strong why fuels the perseverance needed to overcome temporary discomfort and setbacks. Without this sense of purpose, it is easy to lose focus and abandon the journey prematurely. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can enhance persistence. Encouragement from mentors, peers, or loved ones strengthens your resolve. Accountability helps maintain consistency. But the ultimate power of persistence comes from within. It is a choice to keep moving forward despite fear, doubt, or fatigue. In conclusion, persistence unlocks opportunity by bridging the gap between failure and success. It is the engine that drives progress through adversity, turning challenges into stepping stones and effort into achievement. Those who persist discover that success is not a matter of chance, but a result of determined, consistent action. When you commit to persistence, you claim the power to overcome any obstacle and seize the opportunities that others miss. Keep pushing forward, for the greatest rewards come to those who refuse to quit. Law of cause and effect governs success. The law of cause and effect is a universal principle that governs every aspect of our lives, especially success. It states that every action produces a corresponding result, and nothing happens by accident or chance. This law reminds us that our outcomes, whether good or bad, are directly linked to the causes we set in motion through our thoughts, decisions, and behaviors. Understanding and applying this principle is fundamental for anyone seeking lasting achievement and fulfillment. At its core, the law of cause and effect teaches us that success is not a random occurrence or a stroke of luck. It is the natural consequence of deliberate and consistent effort. Every choice we make, every habit we form, and every attitude we adopt contributes to the results we experience. If you desire success, you must first plant the seeds of success through positive causes, focused goals, disciplined action, and an unshakable belief in your ability to achieve. Many people misunderstand success, thinking it comes from external factors or sheer chance. Yet, Those who master this law recognize that external circumstances are often reflections of internal causes. If your thoughts are scattered, your actions inconsistent, or your mindset doubtful, the effects will be limited progress or failure. Conversely, clear purpose, persistent effort, and confidence generate results aligned with your vision. This law applies not only to big actions, but to small ones as well. Every daily decision, no matter how minor it seems, contributes to the ultimate outcome. The habits you nurture, the words you speak, and the focus you maintain create a chain reaction. Positive causes lead to positive effects, while negative causes invite negative consequences. Understanding this encourages responsibility and vigilance over your mental and physical action. The law of cause and effect also reveals the importance of patience and persistence. Sometimes the results of your efforts are not immediately visible, but that does not mean the causes are not working beneath the surface. Like planting a seed, growth takes time. Consistent, positive actions accumulate and compound until the effect becomes unmistakable. Those who give up too soon fail to reap the rewards because they misunderstand this natural process. It is important to be mindful about the causes you are setting. Success cannot be achieved by wishful thinking alone. Thought without action is ineffective, and action without proper direction can lead to wasted energy. Your causes must be aligned with your definite purpose and backed by intelligent planning and persistent work. The law demands both mental clarity and physical effort. Moreover, this principle encourages self-examination and correction. If the results you are getting are unsatisfactory, the law guides you to look at the causes you have been creating. It is an invitation to take control and make changes in your thinking, habits, or strategies. Since every effect has a cause, changing your causes will inevitably produce new effects. This empowers you to break free from cycles of failure or stagnation by consciously choosing different, more productive causes. The law of cause and effect also extends beyond the individual to relationships and society. Actions toward others, such as kindness, cooperation, or integrity, generate positive effects in return, building trust and opportunity. Negative actions like dishonesty or neglect breed distrust and obstacles. Recognizing this helps you build a foundation of positive influence that supports your success. This principle reminds us that we are never victims of fate. We are creators of our destiny through the causes we initiate. It is a call to personal responsibility. No one else is in control of your success but you. While external conditions may fluctuate, the law remains constant, and your commitment to applying it is what determines your ultimate achievement. In summary, the law of cause and effect governs success by linking every outcome to its originating cause. By understanding this, you realize that success is earned through deliberate, consistent, and purposeful action. It demands clear goals, disciplined habits, and continuous adjustment. The results you desire are within your power to create by planting the right causes and nurturing them patiently. Embrace this law, take control of your thoughts and actions, and you will unlock the pathway to true and lasting success. Generosity multiplies abundance. Generosity is a powerful force that not only enriches the lives of others, but also multiplies abundance in our own. It may seem counterintuitive at first. Giving away something you value appears to reduce your own resources. Yet generosity operates on a higher principle. When you give sincerely and freely, you open the channels for greater blessings to flow into your life. This law of reciprocity is timeless and universal, touching every area of existence. True generosity is not about giving out of obligation or for personal gain. It springs from a genuine desire to help, uplift, and share what you have with others. Whether it is money, time, knowledge, or kindness, every act of giving sends a message to the universe that you believe in abundance rather than scarcity. This mindset shift from holding tightly to what you have to sharing freely creates a magnetic energy that attracts more resources and opportunities. One of the most profound effects of generosity is the way it changes your perspective. When you focus on what you can give rather than what you lack, your mind becomes attuned to abundance. Gratitude for what you possess grows, and with it, your confidence in life's ability to provide increases. This positive outlook makes you more open to recognizing and seizing opportunities that others might miss. Generosity cultivates a mindset that sees wealth as a flow, not a fixed amount to be hoarded. Moreover, generosity builds trust and strengthens relationships. When you give without expecting anything in return, people feel valued and respected. This fosters goodwill, loyalty, and mutual support, creating a network of positive connections that can lead to unforeseen opportunity. In business and personal life alike, those who give generously often find doors opening where others encounter closed walls. The goodwill generated becomes a form of social capital that amplifies success. Giving also triggers a cycle of abundance. When you share, you encourage others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that multiplies resources and blessings beyond your immediate circle. Communities thrive when generosity is practiced widely, as it builds collective strength and resilience. On an individual level, acts of kindness and charity create a powerful emotional reward, enhancing your sense of fulfillment and happiness. This inner wealth often translates into increased creativity, energy, and motivation, which contribute further to material and spiritual abundance. It is important to note that generosity does not require wealth. Sometimes the most valuable gifts come from those with the least money, time, attention, encouragement, and empathy. These forms of giving can be even more impactful because they touch hearts and minds directly. The law of generosity applies equally to all forms of giving, proving that abundance is not limited to finances, but encompasses all resources. Practicing generosity also teaches humility and gratitude. It reminds us that our possessions and talents are not solely for ourselves, but are meant to be shared for the greater good. This awareness dissolves selfishness and fear, allowing us to experience a deeper connection with others and the world. It shifts the focus from scarcity and competition to collaboration and shared prosperity. Sometimes fear of loss or lack prevents people from giving. They worry that by giving away what they have, they will be left with less. But the universal law of generosity contradicts this fear. It teaches that the more you give, the more you receive in return, often in unexpected and multiplied ways. This is not a promise of immediate material return, but a guarantee of balance and growth in the grander scheme. In embracing generosity, you align yourself with a powerful current of abundance that transcends mere accumulation. You become a channel through which wealth, joy, and blessings flow freely. This flow enriches not only your life, but the lives of all you touch. Generosity is the secret multiplier that turns scarcity into plenty and creates a life of meaningful success and happiness. In conclusion, generosity is much more than a noble act. It is a fundamental law that multiplies abundance in every form. When you give with an open heart and without hesitation, you invite more prosperity, joy, and opportunity into your world. Through generosity, you connect to a deeper truth that abundance is limitless and grows exponentially when shared. Embrace this truth, give freely, and watch as your life blossoms beyond your greatest expectations. Self-responsibility empowers change. Self-responsibility is the foundation upon which all meaningful change is built. It is the recognition that you alone are accountable for your thoughts, actions, and the results you experience. Embracing self-responsibility means refusing to blame external circumstances, other people, or luck for your current situation. Instead, it empowers you to take control of your life and become the architect of your own destiny. Without this vital principle, change remains elusive and progress stagnates. At its core, self-responsibility is about ownership. It means owning not only your successes, but also your failures and mistakes. This ownership is not about self-blame or guilt. It is about understanding that you have the power to influence your future by the choices you make today. When you accept full responsibility, you shift from being a passive victim of circumstances to an active creator of your life. This mental shift is the first and most crucial step toward transformation. Many people avoid self-responsibility because it requires courage and honesty. It is easier to point fingers or make excuses than to look inward and acknowledge one's role in a problem. Yet every excuse is a barrier that blocks progress. When you reject excuses and embrace accountability, you open the door to solutions. You become motivated to learn, adapt, and improve rather than remain stuck in blame and denial. Self-responsibility also fosters empowerment. When you realize that your destiny is in your hands, you gain a sense of control and confidence. This empowerment fuels initiative and persistence. You no longer wait for external conditions to improve or for someone else to provide a breakthrough. Instead, you take proactive steps, no matter how small, to move closer to your goals. This proactive mindset generates momentum and attracts the resources and opportunities needed to succeed. Moreover, self-responsibility enhances problem solving. Rather than feeling helpless or overwhelmed by challenges, responsible individuals see obstacles as invitations to grow and innovate. They ask themselves, what can I do differently? How can I change my approach? This attitude transforms difficulties into learning experiences and accelerates progress. By focusing on what you can control, you conserve energy and direct it toward constructive action. Taking responsibility for your life also improves relationships. When you stop blaming others for your issues, communication becomes more honest and respectful. You build trust because others see your integrity and willingness to be accountable. This openness fosters collaboration and support, creating a positive environment for mutual growth. In contrast, blame and denial breed conflict and resentment, which can undermine both personal and professional success. Self-responsibility requires self-awareness. You must honestly evaluate your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to identify patterns that either support or hinder your progress. This reflection allows you to make conscious choices aligned with your goals and values. Without self-awareness, you risk repeating the same mistakes or reacting impulsively to situations. Developing this inner clarity is essential for sustained change. It is important to recognize that self-responsibility does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting help. On the contrary, it encourages seeking guidance, learning from others, and using resources wisely. The difference is that you take the initiative to improve rather than passively relying on external factors. You become the driver of your own growth, with others as supporters rather than saviors. In accepting self-responsibility, you embrace freedom. You release yourself from the chains of victimhood and disempowerment. This freedom is liberating because it affirms that no matter what has happened in the past, your future remains unwritten and open to your influence. It is a call to action to stop waiting and start creating. Ultimately, self-responsibility is the catalyst for genuine and lasting change. It places the power squarely in your hands and demands that you act with intention, integrity, and persistence. By owning your life completely, you unlock your potential and pave the way for success, happiness, and fulfillment. Change becomes not only possible, but inevitable when you accept that you are the master of your fate. In conclusion, self-responsibility empowers change by shifting your mindset from victimhood to ownership. It requires courage, honesty, and self-awareness, but rewards you with control, confidence, and freedom. When you embrace this principle, you take charge of your life, overcome obstacles with resilience, and create a future aligned with your highest aspirations. Self-responsibility is not just a concept, it is the key that unlocks your true power to transform your life.